Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'd like to discuss about um, the challenges of moving to another country and trying to find your midwife. So first and foremost, I am from the Philippines, so our medical system is basically the same as the American system, that you can just go find an OB and then it would help you get through stuff. But when I moved to New Zealand and I have my child 7 years ago, I did not know that you'd have to find your own midwife. So when I found out that I was pregnant 7 years ago, the GP, which is very rare as well in the Philippines, that you'd have to find your own. I mean, we don't we don't see GPs if we are basically pregnant. We would normally go directly to the OB, which is the OB gynecologist, and then but in here you go to the GP, and then the GP will then tell you what needs to be done, and basically you would be taken care of by a midwife. So we were living outside of the city at that times, and I had to travel probably around 45 minutes for the next 9 months just to go and see my GP and basically like talk what's going to happen and check my urine test and check everything, my blood test and all that. I think a lot of Filipinos, or people who are not used to this system, gets really confused. It's like, why do I have to be seen by a midwife? Because like in Philippines, the midwives are basically like the nurse aides in my country. So they would help the nurses or help the doctors. But here they mostly run it through. So they would come to you and all that. And then I prefer to give birth to the hospital. So you have another option as well. If you'd like to give birth at home, they'd come to your home. Or if you'd like to give birth at the hospital, so you can go to the hospital as well. And then they would come in at the time labor kicks in. And my GP at the time was with me. And I think for around 12 hours I was in labor. And I need to have an emergency C-section. And then that's the only time that my GP let leave, because I would be taking care basically of the hospital, because I wasn't dilating, and then my child at that time, the heartbeat was going low, so he has to be basically I need to go through an emergency section. So and then after that I was basically, I think after 5 days, then I went home. And it was really hard. It was so tough to give birth by yourself without your family. And I had to, I didn't know what I was doing, like breastfeeding, latching the baby. It was so painful. It was just really tough. And luckily, I think after 5 days, my sister arrived and helped me for about 4 weeks. And then she flew back home again. But it was really helpful because you can't really move so much. And then, and then the midwife would come and see the baby for, I forgot how many weeks, but then she'd come and check the growth, and then measure, the length and all that. And then after that, you're basically on your own and you go back to your GP. So these are the things that was really hard moving into New Zealand, that I didn't know any of the medical system or how it works, especially for first-time moms. So at least this time, the second time around, you'd probably be more prepared and you sort of know what to do. And you can go onto the website as well for find your own midwife.co.nz, and then you can select all the midwives that are there, and then they would tell you if they're available, they'd tell you if they're not available, and then you'd message them, you'd talk to them, and then they would let you know if they take you in. And the earlier usually is the better, but some of the midwife usually has to like ask you where's your location, and if you're too far, they tell you that, you know, I can't really see you because I'm at this side of town. And then luckily I was able to find someone near my side, but I have to see her next year, and then it goes on from there. So for those of you who are not aware how the system goes, just go and see your GP, and then they tell you basically the steps, and then go to find your midwife, and all the information are there. So I hope this helps. Thank you guys for watching.